It was supposed to be just another glamorous day in Los Angeles. Jin, the eldest member of BTS, had flown in from Seoul to support Taehyung's appearance at the VOGUE World Hollywood 2025 event. The group had been on a temporary hiatus, each member exploring solo projects, but their bond remained unshaken. Jin, known for his warm charisma and protective nature, had always kept a close eye on his younger brothers, especially Taehyung, whose magnetic charm often drew attention from every corner of the entertainment world. The Vogue USA shoot was already buzzing with anticipation. Taehyung, dressed in a regal Korean-inspired ensemble, was seated beside Dakota Johnson, the Hollywood icon known for her elegance and boldness. Jin had arrived quietly, hoping to stay behind the scenes, but the moment he stepped into the studio, he felt the energy shift. Cameras flashed, stylists whispered, and then everything froze. Dakota leaned in.it wasn't scripted. It wasn't rehearsed. It was a spontaneous moment that sent shockwaves through the room. Dakota Johnson, in a gesture that blurred the lines between art and reality, kissed Taehyung on the cheek during a Vogue USA frame that would later become the most talked about image of the year. Jin, standing just a few feet away, blinked in disbelief. His jaw tightened, not out of jealousy, but out of sheer surprise. This wasn't just a photo shoot anymore, it was a cultural moment. Fans online erupted. Within minutes, hashtags like #DakotaKissesV and #JinWitnessedIt were trending globally. Armies from every continent flooded social media with reactions ranging from awe to confusion. Jin's expression, captured in a behind-the-scenes clip, became a meme overnight. His wide-eyed stare and subtle gasp were replayed endlessly, dissected frame by frame. Backstage, the rest of BTS had already heard the news. RM, ever the philosopher, texted Jin, "Art is unpredictable. Hyung, let it breathe." J-Hope sent a string of laughing emojis, followed by, "You okay, bro?" Jungkook, who had been filming a dance collab in Tokyo, posted a cryptic Instagram story, a photo of a shocked Pikachu. Suga, ever the realist, simply wrote, "It's Vogue. What did you expect?" Jimin, however, was the first to call. His voice was soft, concerned. "Hyung, are you all right?" Jin chuckled, brushing off the moment. "I'm fine. Just didn't expect to see Taehyung become the main character in a Hollywood romance." But deep down, Jin felt something shift. It wasn't jealousy, it was pride. Taehyung had always been the group's visual powerhouse, but this moment cemented his place as a global icon. Jin watched as Taehyung handled the attention with grace, smiling through interviews, thanking fans, and never once letting the moment overshadow the art. The Vogue team later clarified that the kiss was an impromptu gesture meant to capture intimacy and spontaneity. Dakota herself posted on X, saying, "Taehyung is a star. That moment was pure magic." The photo, now framed in Vogue's headquarters, is titled "Grace Meets Artistry." Jin, reflecting on it all, realized that BTS was evolving. They weren't just K-pop idols anymore, they were cultural ambassadors, redefining global narratives. And while he hadn't expected to witness such a moment, he was glad he did, because in that instant, he saw the future of BTS, not just in music, but in every corner of the world. The days following the Vogue USA shoot were a whirlwind. Jin, still processing what he had witnessed, found himself at the center of a media storm. Every entertainment outlet from Seoul to New York was dissecting the moment. Headlines screamed, "Dakota and Taehyung's Vogue kiss? Was Jin shocked?" Paparazzi followed him through Incheon Airport, hoping for a reaction. But Jin, ever composed, simply smiled and waved. Behind the scenes, however, the BTS group chat was on fire. RM had started a thread titled, "The Kiss Heard Around the World." He posted a screenshot of the Vogue cover, followed by a philosophical quote, "Art is the lie that enables us to realize the truth, Picasso." J-Hope replied with a gif of someone fainting dramatically. Jungkook sent a voice note laughing uncontrollably. Suga, dry as ever, wrote, "So when's our Vogue shoot? But it was Jimin who brought the group back to center. "Let's not forget," he wrote. "This is a win for all of us. Taehyung just made history, and Jin was there to witness it." That message hit home. Jin had always been the group's emotional anchor. He was the one who stayed up late comforting members during tough times, the one who cooked for them when they were homesick, the one who reminded them to laugh when the pressure became too much. Seeing Taehyung step into a global spotlight like this reminded Jin of how far they'd all come, from cramped dorm rooms in Seoul to the cover of Vogue USA. But the story didn't end there. A week later, Vogue released a behind-the-scenes documentary. In it, Jin was briefly interviewed. "I didn't expect that moment," he said with a chuckle. "But Taehyung handled it like a pro. That's what makes him special." The clip went viral. Fans praised Jin's humility and grace, calling him the ultimate Hyung. Then came the twist. Vogue announced a surprise follow-up shoot, this time featuring all 7 BTS members. The concept, brotherhood beyond borders. The idea was to showcase the group's evolution, their individual journeys, and their unbreakable bond. The internet exploded. Armies rejoiced. It was the reunion they had been waiting for. The shoot took place in Paris. Each member had a solo concept. RM in a library surrounded by ancient texts, Suga in a minimalist studio with a grand piano, J-Hope dancing through the streets of Montmartre, Jimin in a garden of mirrors, Jungkook on a rooftop at dawn, Taehyung in a vintage theater, and Jin, standing on a bridge overlooking the Seine, dressed in classic Dior, his gaze steady and proud. But the final frame was what stole hearts. All 7 members, dressed in complementary tones, standing shoulder to shoulder, laughing, no poses, no scripts, just raw, unfiltered joy. The caption read, "Together, always." The issue sold out in minutes. In interviews, Jin reflected on the journey. "That moment with Dakota and Taehyung, it reminded me that we're not just idols, we're storytellers. And sometimes, the story surprises even us." Fans embraced the sentiment. They created fan art, tribute videos, and even organized global charity drives in honor of the Vogue shoot. The moment had transcended pop culture. It had become a symbol of growth, unity, and the power of unexpected moments. As the video fades out, Jin's voice echoes. "We started as 7 boys with a dream. Now we're 7 men with a legacy. And it's only just beginning." The screen fades to black. The BTS logo appears, and in the background, the sound of laughter. Real, unfiltered, and eternal months had passed since the Vogue USA moment that shook the entertainment world. The image of Dakota Johnson kissing Taehyung had become iconic, an emblem of spontaneity, elegance, and the global reach of BTS. But for Jin, the experience had left a deeper imprint. It wasn't just about the kiss. It was about witnessing a shift in the cultural landscape, where BTS wasn't just participating, they were leading. Jin had returned to Seoul, diving into his solo music project. The studio felt familiar, but something had changed.